what is up to my sweet little garbanzo beans? Hello and welcome to your Love Messages reading. So today's reading is going to be just what it sounds like. We're going to be doing love messages, and I was inspired by this because currently Venus is transiting through Cancer. Now this is a timeless reading, so if you're finding this way after it's posted, that is okay. You're still in the right place, babes. But, we currently have Venus transiting through Cancer, and soon Venus and Mars will be connecting in Leo within, I think it's actually in like 3 days. But, Venus in Cancer is really a time where a lot of emotions are brought up, specifically around love. We're really feeling our feelings. And in the tarot, this kind of energy is represented with the Two of Cups. So I have 3 different versions of the Two of Cups here. I'm going to use different decks for each one and then also pull oracle cards. And so what I want you to kind of do is I'm going to hold them up so you can see them a little closer. But I want you to kind of, tune in intuitively and figure out which version of the Two of Cups is really speaking to you the most, what's really resonating to you the most. And then when you're ready, you can go to the description box below, and there will be timestamps for your selected option so you can receive the best love messages for you and where you are energetically at currently. And I want to say as well, this is a general read, so if you want something a little bit more specific or oriented toward your circumstance, like your specific circumstances, please feel free to check out my shop link, or my shop. The link is also in the description box below. I do that every time, you guys. So that way, if you're looking for a little bit more kind of personalized guidance, you can find that there. So with that, we have group 1 here with this lovely version of the Two of Cups. This is, I think, the Sun and Moon Tarot. All my decks are going to be linked in the description box down below as well. So take that in. Feel free to pause if you want to look at it a little longer. I love that. It's so beautiful. We have this lovely version of the Two of Cups for our option 2. This is from the Little Prince Tarot. I love this deck. I use it way more than I want to admit to publicly. It's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. Deeply emotional and moving. I love it. And then we have option 3 here with this version of the Two of Cups. This is the Lightseer's Tarot. So feel free to pause the video if you need more time to contemplate your selections. And then when you're ready, I'm ready, head down to your timestamp to get your specific love messages. With that, I'm going to start with group 1. Hello to all my lovelies who selected group 1 with this lovely version of the Two of Cups. Oh, I love it. So before I even start pulling cards, I really want to talk about this, what I'm kind of getting with the energy of this group right here. This is this deck, I feel, I always kind of get this feeling, and I get this sort of all 3 decks, but this one in particular, is that this is a very emotional deck to me. It's very sweet. It's very, it's so full of feeling, and I feel that in particular off of this version of the Two of Cups, right? We have a full moon here, we have the lotus, and then we also have the reflective imagery right here. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Full moon, lotus, reflection. So right away, the energy of this connection, whether this is a connection that you are currently in, one that's coming in for you, for all my lovely singles out there, if you're in a complicated situation, or maybe you're on a break with somebody, what is happening energetically in your love life right now that's kind of coming forth is that there is a cycle that's being released with the full moon. Something is finally coming full circle. Now, for those of you who, who are in a complicated connection or in separation, or there's just been a lot of kind of ups and downs in your connection, this is kind of talking about how whatever blockages have been in the way, whatever's been sort of kind of, sorry, all I'm seeing is like this image of like smushing things. So whatever's kind of smushing up your connection, or sort of like muddying the waters here, is coming full circle. It's getting released. And this is in order for you to draw one another closer. Because like again with the lotus too, this is all about, this is blossoming, especially despite harsh conditions. This is spiritual awakening and expansion. And with the reflective energy here, you may have really been mirroring some emotional blockages within each other. Or again, if this is, for all my singles out there, if this is a new person coming into your life, you may have very, very similar journeys or be going through very similar things. And this is so you can reach this level of spiritual enlightenment. And what I'm really hearing is awareness before you come together, right? Or, if this is an existing connection, there's been this process. And, this doesn't have to be a big dramatic process too. This could just be, you're kind of out of sync with one another. Maybe life has gotten in the way, but there's been this cycle that has kept you emotionally distracted, either in connection or from uniting with this important person in connections. And especially too because the Two of Cups is usually like very much a soulmate energy and talks about a lot of like emotional reciprocity, right? As well as spiritual reciprocity. And I definitely do feel that here. This feels like there's a lot of sweetness here. I feel like I'm getting this energy of reconciliation for a lot of you. So this also could be somebody from your past that has come back, or is coming back around. And for some of you, I kind of feel like this will be like almost a complete surprise. Like the image they're showing me is with this lotus, like maybe you've kind of been sort of almost like kept closed up in the lotus, right? And that you're kind of spiritually blossoming, you're blooming, you're coming into greater awareness. And as a result, this person is either coming back in, or this person, they may have kind of you've been floating around each other's orbit for a while and you just never connected. But this person you are energetically and emotionally coming into very solid union with one another. And I'm really drawn to the fact that the full moon on this card kind of almost reminds me of a pearl. So whenever I see pearls, I think of, pearls of wisdom. And so what this is really talking about to me is that, again, ooh, I thought I was gonna burp, sorry. Oh my goodness. Again, you've both been on this journey to try to fully gain the wisdom of some type of experience and integrate that wisdom on an emotional level. And now one or both of you is completing this cycle, and it's removing the blockages. I also want to say too, for some of you, I feel like this situation may have been going on since the new moon in Cancer, and that was, I believe it was the very end of December 2020. Again, this is a timeless reading, so don't worry if that doesn't resonate. But for some of you, this has been going on since the new moon in Cancer, or you may have really important Cancer placements, like, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and I would argue North Node as well. But yeah, there's this it feels like there is this resolution. And for, like I said, for those of you who are single, who are watching, I really get the feeling that this is a very, very deep soulmate connection that's coming in. And you guys were very specifically organizing your journey, your spiritual journey in this lifetime, to make sure that you came into alignment exactly at the right time. I cannot stress that enough. So I feel like it's going to feel like coming home a lot. That's the image that's the feeling I get when I look at this image in particular. It's just like the feeling of coming home, the feeling of understanding one another. I also really like too, this is a side note, I like that they both have their cups behind the other person's back, because the Two of Cups, like I said, is a lot about emotional reciprocity and nurturing. And when I see this, it's kind of this energy like the traditional Two of Cups, the couple is like in the foreground of the card and they're offering each other their cups, right? And I like that in this version, they're not even like putting it forth as an offer. They just like, they trust each other so much. It's like they don't even have to like put it out there. They don't even have to ask for it. So this is also likely to a connection where you're going to have a very telepathic kind of connection, a very psychic connection. So let me, and I'm not saying don't voice your needs, by the way. That's a smart idea no matter what. But I feel like you guys are just naturally going to be fitting into this groove, especially if this is an existing kind of connection or something from the past where you've had trouble with that. That has been resolved and is working itself out, and you guys are going to be much more in flow than you ever have been previously. So let me pull y'all a Romance Angels Oracle card and get some energy going on in this connection. Sorry, it's really humid where I am, so my cards are like trying to stick together, which normally I'm all for that vibe. We all got to stick together sometimes, but not like this. Not now. We're trying to do stuff. Come on, guys. It's this one. It's hiding. Okay. I wanted to look for some reason. Love yourself first is on the bottom. So yeah, I do feel like there were a lot of lessons here, especially about self-love and self-awareness and emotional self-expression that had to be learned regardless of what this connection is looking like for your personal circumstances. So you guys had express your love. What were we just talking about? Okay, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, so. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to change the battery in my camera. But yes, so I love that express your love came out. That's wonderful. That's perfect. So kind of like what we were just talking about, there's a lot here about emotional expression. So there may have been some, problems in an existing connection or connection of the past with communication. Especially too, because I'm really noticing that and we had love yourself first at the bottom of the deck. She's hanging on him, but these two are equally embracing each other. So one person may have been a lot more expressive than the other, and the other person may have been kind of a little more withdrawn, or needed to have a little bit more time alone, or just really struggled to communicate their emotions. There's something here about that. And with love yourself first being at the bottom of the deck, I feel like one person had a lot to learn about emotional self-expression, and one person had a lot to learn about being more emotionally independent. And that doesn't mean we don't have needs that other people can meet or that we have to do things all by ourselves all the time. But this is just where, we're not on the emotional roller coaster where we live and die by somebody else's response, right? This is where we're able to kind of separate out and say, okay, this is their stuff, this is my stuff. I can't control what other people do, but I can control what I do. So I'm going to work on my stuff. And maybe this is why I was feeling this vibe of reconciliation, because I feel like for most of you, if you chose this pile, either this is somebody you're trying to work stuff out with that you're, maybe it's complicated, or you've been separated from, you're in separation with. And for some of you, this is going to be, somebody new coming in, but you've both been working on these things together, because again, there's this reflective energy, so this feels like mirroring each other in some way, shape, or form. And because you both are mastering whatever it was that you were struggling, whichever kind of side of the coin that you were struggling with the most, because you guys are mastering that, this is what's bringing you into right alignment, and this is just going to flow so easily and be again, really reciprocal. So I love that. That's absolutely gorgeous. Let's pull you guys another card. And as always, my decks are going to be linked in the description box. So if you like them, feel free to go check that out. Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle on camera. It's really hard for me with my setup here. I can't even blame it on the setup. I'm just really uncoordinated, and I'm super good at bumping my stuff and ruining everything. Okay, so you have success. Look at you guys. Ugh, I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud. This is so great. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I have enough room going on. Look at that. All right, beautiful. So this really speaks for itself. This is exactly what we're talking about. There's this image of the rainbow and the sun. I also love so much, can we just talk about this, that the sun version here looks so much like my tattoo. It's stupid. Look at this, you guys. That's awesome. And I got this tattoo way before I ever got this deck. I just was taken with this cute little sun. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have the sun image here and we have the rainbow, and I could not love this more for you guys. You know, the sun in the tarot is all about positive outcomes, success. There's kind of Leo energy that's referenced here. You know, it's interesting too, because with the tarot cards, the tower, or not the tower, excuse me, the star is the Aquarius card, and it's always kind of called the rainbow after the storm because it comes after the tower. So this almost makes me think of like Leo Aquarius energy. So once again, there's like this like opposites attract, oppositional energy, as well as oppositional spiritual lessons that had to be learned. But you know, the sun, aside from being Leo energy and all about, you know, success, a positive outcome, it's a lot about personal empowerment and personal enlightenment. And again, with the lotus imagery here, this is really what I'm seeing. Rainbow imagery always makes me think of like chakra activation and alignment. So this is really talking to me about how there has been this enlightenment process. There's been this spiritual leveling up, and there's been like this total alignment. And that's why you're coming into alignment with this person, or back into alignment. You know, again, I really feel for most of you, this is who picked this group, this is either a past connection, you know, something where it's been really rocky for a while, or this is a new person. And maybe this is why I'm getting this energy of reconciliation. This also may talk about past life issues that had to get resolved before you guys could come back into alignment in this lifetime. So that's absolutely gorgeous. I love that. Let's pull you guys one of the Love Pack cards. This is the Chuck Spezzano deck. And I'm going to be honest, partially, I just like to share this so I can say his last name because it feels really fun to say. I'm like, Chuck Spezzano. Oh, honey. Okay. So you guys got a problem card. You guys got number 49. And this card is loneliness. Okay. And it's interesting. There's a little sun through the windows. So what I feel like is that for both of you, you've both been struggling with some feelings of loneliness. Again, whether in this connection or in separation or just leading up to coming into union together. It may be hard for you to find compatible partners where your love languages and way of communicating and expressing yourselves are in alignment. This has a very much a runner chaser feel to me in this moment when I'm kind of looking at this card. And for some of you, I don't know why I'm getting with 49 here. I have no idea why I'm picking this up. With like the number 49, I feel like again, this could be something where you meet later in life, or you back into alignment later in life. But this just kind of feels like you've been on this really long journey in some way, shape, or form. And maybe this is why I'm kind of picking up this is a later in life thing, or there's past life issues being resolved, or there's like resolution. You guys have been in it for a minute. And I feel like whether you know this person yet or not, you've like been missing them. It's like you're on this search for your person, for, you know, again, that almost like telepathic connection where you just instinctively, you know, understand each other's needs and meet each other's needs and seek to do that. You understand each other's emotions instinctively as well. Again, that should not preclude you from expressing your love. But I feel like both of you have had a hard time finding kindred spirits. Both of you may have really struggled with a lot of loneliness. Both of you with the bars on the window imagery here, both of you may have really struggled with feeling really trapped, right? This has got like 12th house energy written all over it for some reason. And so maybe that's again why I'm picking up kind of like past life issues or karmic issues here, like karmic blockages. It feels like, and I love the fact that the sun is kind of behind the bars here and there's loneliness, and then it's like, it's out, right? I love that. It feels like you guys have just been waiting for each other in one way or another for a really long time, whether you're aware of this or not. Yeah, wow, I feel it really heavily. I feel like, you know, if you guys are in separation or you're, you know, in connection, but you've been having a really hard time, I feel like you miss the good times that you have with this person. This person makes you This person makes you smile. I definitely feel that. This person makes you really happy when things are good. So when things are sad, I feel like it can feel even like that much worse, right? And then you know what I noticed? There's the window here and there's the reflection here, right? I feel like this person makes you really happy when things are going well, or, you know, if this is the person coming in, this person, like, what I'm feeling from this card is like you guys are just gonna like melt together, right? You guys just get each other. You make sense. You make sense, yeah. And you know, Nis knows she's wearing red, he's wearing red, he's wearing red. So that's very much root chakra energy. So there could be a lot of passion in this connection. But you guys, I feel like there's something where you might struggle with security, right? And I don't mean that necessarily financially, but like feeling safe and secure together. But also by proxy, I feel like you guys, when things are good and you're in alignment, you feel really safe with this person, because I kind of feel like this is this energy that you've been in, either in separation or waiting to meet this person. You feel alone, right? You know, having an imbalanced root chakra can make us feel like we're not supported in life or supported by the universe, like we're alone, right? And I also will say too, red is the color of destiny to me. So this is like you guys keep being pulled back together no matter what. Or you guys like you guys are like destined to be aligned together. This feels very much like life partner kind of energy. I'm struggling to find the right words. It's very deep. It's very beautiful. And I feel like you guys are finally succeeding in overcoming this cycle in order to come into alignment with one another. And I also am getting to, for some of you with express your love, there's somebody you want to reach out to. You want to like make the leap. You know, if there's somebody you've been in separation with, you want to kind of offer an olive branch or open up communication. And this is really saying like, yes, whether this is somebody you already know or somebody that's new that's coming in, if you are drawn to this person, if this person, like what I'm really getting here, okay, is if this person puts sunshine in your heart, this person feels like being out in the sun to you, this person makes you smile, this person makes you like feel really warmly toward this person, go ahead and tell them that. Life is too short to be anything other than happy if you get the chance, right? If you get the choice, it's too short not to tell the people you love that you love them, not to go after what makes you happy, not to give it a shot, because so often at the end of everything, you'll more often regret the shots you didn't take than the ones you did. Which sounds really cheesy, but this is kind of the feeling I'm getting here. Is I feel like one person is very emotionally effusive, and, you know, potentially with this imagery, a little codependent. And that's okay. Like, then I feel like this person's been working on this, whoever this may be in the relationship, this person's been working on meeting their own needs, self-validating a little bit more. And the other person is very afraid of expressing their emotions, very afraid of putting themselves out there in an honest, authentic, and vulnerable way. And for that person, the key here is to really like look at this guy. He's like in his little prison. He's looking up at the sun, right? And this is really kind of saying like, this can be yours. You don't have to stay like this. It doesn't have to be like this. Something else I'm getting to, because the room is purple and purple is a very spiritual color. Again, this may very well be like karmic contracts that are being resolved, right? It's like a spiritual prison almost. So again, very 12th house energy. So looking at what's in your 12th house might be particularly helpful for you in this situation. But this is really just feeling like, you know, I could say it a million different ways. These are two souls that love each other dearly. These are two souls that work really well together. And these are two souls who had their own very unique and spiritually rich journeys to go through to get to a healthy union with one another. So I'm going to pull you guys. You know what's really interesting? I wanted to use this deck, and I'm like, this isn't really a romance deck. I don't know why. And now I'm like, oh, okay. I'm seeing it. So let me pull you guys. Okay. I don't need that many cards. Let me pull you guys a card from the Work Your Light deck. Okay. Or I guess you're just getting a bunch of cards. That's just the way it is, because apparently my ideas here are trash. It's okay. I'm here for spirit. We got this. Interesting. Oh my god. Okay. You guys got the Pillar of Light. This says your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Shoot, I'm running out of room here. Okay, we're gonna do this. Sorry if it's getting cramped. Okay. Oh, look at this, darlings. Okay. And the Age of Light. Okay, look at that. So this is, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You guys, I can't make this shit up. Okay. So first and foremost, I really like that we have the similar imagery of the light. Sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't bumping the camera. Of the light going upward, with the triangle imagery here as well. I feel like you may be manifesting each other or manifesting each other back into each other's lives. B, one or both of you could be, identify as starseeds or light workers. But see, this is a very high vibe and spiritual connection. And again, with this kind of like, this like pinnacle imagery here, and the idea like your vibration is rising. We have the Pillar of Light and the Age of Light. So lots of light imagery. This is like you both had these really important spiritual skill sets that you, or like lessons that you had to learn. So this is absolutely what we were picking up on here. And I feel like you both had to walk alone for a long, a while. So again, if you're in connection, this is like you're having trouble for a while. This is like a communication issue that you just can't seem to fix. If this is, somebody new coming in, it's like maybe you've had like really, really difficult romantic histories. It's just been like one shit show relationship after another. And if this is somebody you're in separation with, I feel like you guys had to separate out, and either for a very long time or it's been a very intense period of time that you've been separated. And it's really been to crack you both open and help you like really heal and get that enlightenment. We have sun here, light. It's all light all over the place. Like this is really set up to, I also like how it's like getting larger as they go. I just noticed it's like, woo, okay. But this has really been here to help you both grow, to help you both learn, and to help you both like really master something. This feels like, again, like a karmic lesson that you both really, really had to learn, so that way you could be at the top of your game. And with these two cards coming out together as well, because I shuffled the hell out of these decks. I pre-shuffled all of them. So I shuffled the hell out of these decks before I pulled. And with these two coming out together, this is very much like you guys might have a shared mission here as well. Again, deeply empathic, deeply spiritual connection here. And you may have like this shared mission in this lifetime, this kind of like light worker sort of, again, starseed vibe, where you have this common goal, and you may not know what this is yet, but you may become aware of this as you come into union, or you come into greater alignment with one another. So let's pull you guys some tarot and figure out what is going on, because I am spiritually nosy. So we have the rest of the lovely Sun and Moon deck, which I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. This is, the Sun and Moon Tarot, and it's gorgeous. So let's pull you guys some cards and get some more info. Oh, I want this one. There we go. Alright, it's also, this little baby's hiding, but it's upside down. Oh, it's this one. Is it like that? Yes. Okay. All right, yeah. At the bottom is the High Priestess reversed. So again, super spiritual connection, but I also feel like things are just like really being clarified for you, both personally and romantically as well. So you guys got, oh, the Lovers reversed. There it is. Okay. Yeah. You got the Empress reversed. Interesting. And the Star reversed. Oh my god, you guys, I'm gonna pee my pants. Okay. I feel like Lamaze breathed my way through my excitement. Okay, babes. So let's talk. I'm trying to get to stand up straight, but that's okay. Okay. So we have 3 major arcana. This is a big BFD, big fucking deal. But sorry, I'm trying to like balance that thing where I'm like, I should talk more naturally the way I would usually speak to people. And I'm like, well, I don't have to go full on pirate right out the gate, but you know what? We're going to get there. We're going to have this journey together. It's going to be great. I also want to mention too, really briefly, on this version of the Lovers card, we have an eagle and we have the lion, and this reminds me of the World and the Wheel of Fortune because these two represent Scorpio and Leo, so those might be important. We have Gemini energy with the Lovers. We have Venus's energy represented, which is so interesting, with the Empress, so this could be a Taurus or a Virgo. And we have Aquarius energy with the Star. So right off the bat, this is 3 major arcanas. This is a huge deal. Also, too, with the imagery of the trees right here, kind of interlocking. I feel like you and this person are really bound together. And this is also demonstrated with the Lover. Sorry, I'm trying to get them to stand up straight, but I'm gonna stop being perfectionistic about it. I think. I'm gonna try. So you two are really bound together through... I feel like so many lifetimes. And we have 2 fish here on this card. I don't know if you can see it. 2 rabbits. It's like you guys just fit. You're just a match. You just meld together like we were talking about. And with the Lovers reverse to the Empress reverse, again, I feel like it's really interesting because I feel like this is the connection. This is one of you and this is the other. So this is kind of talking about how there is all this love here. There is all of this connection, this, divine guidance. It's like a divinely guided and protected love, but it's reversed, right? So this is kind of like, this also can talk about making a choice. So when it's reversed, this can indicate that you've made this choice. And if so, this always urges you to choose with your heart, choose what is in alignment to you emotionally and at the soul. But this also kind of talks to me about how the road to this connection moving harmoniously has been difficult. It has been fraught with antipathy. It's been a challenge, And, again, too, with the Scorpio and Leo kind of energies here, you might both be very strong personalities because those are both fixed signs, as is Aquarius, actually, and as is Taurus. So we have a lot of fixed sign energies here. So you both may either be, like, very strong personalities, or at least in, like, this area of your life, like around emotional communication, you may have had very deeply ingrained and deeply set patterns that have been hard to overcome. I said that I feel like this is kind of like one of you. This is sort of like reminding me of this person, this sort of the chaser vibe. May have really, really struggled with self-worth, may have really, really struggled with, feeling good enough. They could have struggled with their material stability with the Empress, but I'm not really picking that up as much. This is really about somebody who struggles to value themselves appropriately, who struggles to believe in themselves, and who struggles to see themselves as worthy and to cultivate opportunities and connections in their life that mirror that back to them. So this is what I feel like one of you has been really working on, is this self-worth and not chasing people as much for their approval, because I feel like this is what needed to be healed. And with the Star reverse, again, this is like the rainbow after the storm. But with the Star reverse, Aquarian energy is really complex and really interesting. And while it is very much about universal love, it can kind of struggle from time to time with, being a little bit detached, maybe struggling to be very emotionally effusive and honest. You know what I just noticed? We have Taurus, Aquarius, and then with Scorpio and Leo imagery here, this is like their oppositional signs on the wheel of the zodiac. So again, there is this like element of opposites attract and needing to reflect these things back to one another in order to heal them. And so I really feel like this is talking about not only the intensity, the vastness of this connection, but really talking about this, this need to master your shadow self, to master the oppositional energies within yourself and within your romantic connections in order for this connection to thrive. So let's play you guys some more tarot and dig a little bit deeper so I can be nosier. Ooh, okay, I can take a hint. Nope, it goes like that. Try to do it without hitting anything. It's really hard, you guys. But that's okay. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh yeah, and at the bottom is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So this could be struggling with self-worth. This can also be struggling with independence, whether you are hyper independent, like too independent, or you are a little codependent where you struggle with independence. So we have Temperance. Oh, lovely. More major arcana. This is exactly what we're talking about. Gotta pee my pants. The Hanged Man. Jesus Christ. I don't know. All right. Oh my God, you guys. 6 out of 6. All major arcana. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna hang up and die now. Okay. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna be fine here. Okay, so first of all, with Temperance, we have Sagittarius's energy represented. We have Pisces energy with the Hanged Man. And with the Moon, I read the Moon as Cancer personally. You can also read this as Pisces, but I read it as Cancer's energy. Okay, so yeah, this is what I mean when I'm saying, I feel like for many of you, if you are attracted to this group, you are either in separation with this person, or you have yet to meet this person, because we have the Hanged Man here. So first and foremost, before I forget, I really like there's the yin yang here with the Temperance card. So like I said, balancing oppositional energies, opposites attract, learning how to work with your strengths and weaknesses, learning how to heal yourself, and learning how to work with the other person's strengths and weaknesses as well, right? And so with Temperance here, whether this is an existing connection, an older connection, or a new one, you've really been working on mastering both of these energies, and this is going to serve you incredibly well moving forward. And again, it doesn't mean you'll never get triggered or frustrated with one another. It just means that you can stop personalizing it as much by like making it a story about, you know, how you're not good enough, or how you don't deserve love, or whatever else it is. We can stop assigning painful meaning to it, right? And so this really demonstrates to me that you guys have been really working on this. You know, Temperance is very much about divine timing. It's about patience. It's also about alchemy, right? The blending of two opposites in order to make magic. And this also, to me, really speaks to the level of spirituality of this connection. This is a highly spiritual connection. But with the Hanged Man, this has really been, you know, this is when you're put on pause. This is when you have to be, like, you kind of have to take a break. And oftentimes, and it's interesting, look at, we have the 2 trees right here, and then we have this 1 tree. So again, it feels like the connection between the two of you was like stifled or cut in order to give you guys time to really reflect and work through these things, because the Hangman always leads to the Death card, right? Death card is Scorpio energy, but it always talks about, you know, we're being forced to take a pause, take a break, to get a new perspective, and we surrender this only when we are ready to make the changes that go along with the Death card. We get out of this energy, we get unstuck only when we are ready to grow, to meet these challenges head on. And then this leads to the Moon reversed. So again, Cancer's energy here. This is all about your emotional body, your emotional well-being, and your, oh gosh, what's the word I'm thinking of, you guys? Oh no! It'll come back to me, don't worry about it. This is also very much about the subconscious and your fears, and I see the subconscious as well with the Piscean energy. And so with the Moon coming out reversed, this is really talking about you both working through these subconscious blocks and overcoming your fears, especially emotionally, because we do have the wolf and the dog here. We have the white one and the black one. And so again, this is really navigating between your light and shadow sides, and with all the water in the middle of the card, all of the emotions that these bring up, that this triggering process brings up. You know, I have to say, this has got a very soulmate twin flame kind of a vibe, if that's something that you resonate with. Obviously, you know, you are free to assign the labels as you see fit, but this is kind of just what I'm picking up. So this is really beautiful. This is talking about, having to go through all of these challenges and these changes in order to kind of master your own energy and be able to be in harmonious union with one another. And again, for those of you where you haven't met this person yet, I really feel like you meet this person later on in life. Or that, maybe one of you has had a long challenging romantic history, or maybe, one of you is a little bit older than the other. I'm not seeing a ton of things I would point to, a ton of cards that point to an age gap relationship, but that could very well be the case. Is that, for some of you, there's just a lot had to happen. And that for many of us, that usually just happens with the passage of time, right? And this had to really help teach you both and grow you both in order to be able to come back into union together. So that's freaking gorgeous. And I want to pull you guys some more cards. I don't know why I put the deck back in the box. That was a silly move. Pardon me while I scoop it out. Oh, goodness. What am I going to do with you, Sinessa? Okay, so I want to pull you guys a couple more cards. Ha 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 ha. Okay. You'll see why I'm cackling to myself in a sec, I promise. Okay. Interesting, we have the Chariot reversed at the bottom. More Major Arcana energy, more Cancer's energy. Speaking of Major Arcana, we have another one with the Sun reversed. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. So first of all, with the Sun reversed, we have more Major Arcana. This is Leo's energy. And the King of Pentacles is a masculine earth energy, regardless of gender identity or expression. So this could be, you could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have those important placements. But this is really talking about what the Sun is, like I said, the most positive card in the tarot. And it's so funny, we have more Leo, Aquarius kind of stuff coming out. I'm gonna die. But the Sun is the most positive card in the tarot, right? Even when it's reversed, it still ensures a happy outcome. But when it's reversed, I always look at it as a yes, but. So this is going to be great, but it might take more time than you thought. It might end up looking differently than you thought. You might have to make some adjustments. And this is very much the feeling that I'm getting, is that, especially with the King of Pentacles too, this is a slow moving energy. All the Pentacles court cards, they move very slowly, but they are very methodical. They plan. They are, they really carefully consider everything before taking action. And as a result, they tend to be really consistent, and they tend to produce really stable results, right? They when they make you an offer, it's a very stable offer. And so what I'm seeing here with these two coming out about the connection is that, this has taken a minute. This has been challenging. But with the Sun reverse, this is really you are getting there. You are making this happen. And it's interesting too, because like I said, this is a timeless reading. By the time I'm filming, Venus is going to move into Leo in a couple of days. So this could very well happen where it's not until Venus is in Leo or until the end of Venus transiting Leo, which I believe is going to be August 11th, if I remember correctly. But overall, what this is really talking about is there is this beautiful, sunny relationship, this beautiful love, right? That is available to both of you. And usually the Sun only depicts one person on it. So I love that in this version, there's the couple here, right? And it's the couple that we see here, and we see here, and it's just beautiful, right? Which I love that, because there's one person here, 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 and here. But on these other cards, we have these two people. So this is really talking about in this connection, things are going to go well. Again, more Sun imagery. Things are going to go your way. Things are going to turn out positively. But there had to be this process. There had to be this journey. And with the King of Pentacles as well, this does take time. But it always produces something stable, right? This is something consistent. This is, somebody who is nurturing, who is giving, who is grounded, who is mature. And with this kind of, talking about the connection, this is what you both will have together, as well as something that's very emotionally reciprocal and fulfilling. So this is absolutely gorgeous. I I can't think of anything else to really add to this reading. I know it's already gone on really long, but like, I'm really glad we pulled everything we pulled for you guys, because it's really stunning. And I feel like it's really important that you guys know that everything that you've been through has been preparing you, romantically, has been preparing you for this. This is why I feel like this is, for this group, this is like your person. And you guys have an important purpose here as individuals and as a couple. And everything that you have been through has been for great purpose. And things are going to go your way and better than your way. And it's going to be something, this is a really weird image, but what I'm hearing is like this relationship is almost going to be like a second skin. Like, it's your comfort, it's your protection. It's just the way you understand how to exist. After you are coming into this greater alignment, it's like, that's how you know how to be. And it's like everything else that ever happened before, it just falls away. It just doesn't matter anymore, and you're both able to kind of let go of some of the like painful meaning of your past experiences, because you have this relationship, you have this love. I'm getting friggin' emotional. Damn it, guys. Like, you guys have this, and it's beautiful. And I feel like both of you will, as you come into this connection or come back into alignment, it's going to be this understanding, especially, again, we have enlightenment with the sun so many times. It's going to be this understanding of why things had to happen in your life the way they did. And you're just like going to feel okay about it, better than okay. It's like, it's like this energy of like, okay, if that's what it took to get to this, if that's what it took to get to this person or to come back together like this, okay. And I'd do it all over again. I mean, look how many major arcana you have. This is friggin' bonkers. But like, I don't know. This is really beautiful. I don't see stuff like this a whole lot, if I'm being honest. So congratulations to you guys. This is general, so if you, if this resonated and you want to kind of dig a little bit deeper into your personal circumstances, please feel free to, like I said, check out my Etsy shop. Link is in the description below. We can kind of take a more in-depth look at your personal situation. Other than that, I'm really wishing you guys the best, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Please take care of yourselves and have a wonderful day, love bugs. Bye. Hello, all my love bugs, my sweet little garbanzo beans, who were drawn in to group 2 with this version of the 2 of Cups. Look at him. Okay, so I just want you to take a good look. Take a good look at my face. No, take a good look at this card though. Okay, so what I'm kind of getting from this version of the 2 of Cups is that I feel like something I was picking up on is that this group I feel like is either in a pretty established union or has been doing a lot of work on themselves. And I say that just because of the imagery here, right? This person is, pouring out their cup, their emotions. You can see with like the little, what is that? The little rake right there, that they've been kind of like really working on, tilling the soil, planting the seeds, like creating space for love to really blossom and grow in a huge way. We do have the little volcanoes here in the background as well. So this could really talk about, after having gone through a lot of changes, a lot of, for some of you, I feel like if you're in union with your person, this is like maybe you've moved a lot or you had a lot of, I'm getting like material or financial challenges. This is really a period where, because it makes me think of like the volcanic soil, right? What has happened, what is like kind of erupted, what is sort of more tumultuous in your relationship, or in your lives or in the relationship. But I really feel like this is more like externally in your lives, is creating like the kind of that good soil in order for this love to grow. And again, for many of you, if you were drawn to this pile, I'm really picking up on either you're in a pretty solid, good, established connection with your person, and you guys are kind of working on these, maybe like working on your careers, working on your material stability, trying to get a house together, maybe trying to start a family, something like that, something kind of more tangible. Or if you are single, this feels like you've been really working on maybe emotional self-expression, but like you've been really working on trying to create a lot of abundance in your life, and this connection is part of that. So let's pull you guys a Romance Angels Oracle to kind of dig a little bit deeper into what's going on here. All right, come on, cards. Actually, I'm going to give it a little shuffle just because where I am, it's a little bit humid today. So the cards like to kind of stick together. That was the worst shuffle I could have ever done. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. There we go. That one was a lot more satisfying. Okay, so let's try again, shall we? We're looking at overall energy for group 2 in your love life. It's this one. Okie dokie. So we have, okay, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. This one always looks worse than it is, so please don't panic. Okay, so what I kind of feel like is, for some of you, with the signs are cautioning you, for some of you, if you're in union with your person, there may have been some issues that you kind of had to work out, like with this pay attention to the red flags, where it's kind of, it feels to me like these are more minor. Red flags, I feel like carry with it a connotation of like being almost on par with deal breakers, and they're not, right? These are just like little things that could be issues that need to be worked out or need to be addressed in order for the relationship to kind of adjust, repair, move forward, progress. And so for those of you in an established connection, I feel like you've been working through these. You've been kind of addressing, like really just sort of figuring out how to sort of knit your lives together. And as a result, again, really creating, like with the volcanoes here, really creating a lot of abundance, a lot of room for fertility. And I mean that in an abstract sense, though potentially in a literal sense, I don't know, that's on you. But really creating a lot of room for fertility in this connection, a lot of room for abundance and for things to be able to grow from this. You've been really doing the work, essentially. For those of you who are single, I really feel like you've been really learning, you've been going back over this as almost like a judgment card kind of feeling, where you've been going back over your previous connections, your previous experiences, and you've been really learning from your own behavior. You've been really kind of like really doing the work, right? To kind of figure out what your own strengths and weaknesses are in love, and to really grow from your previous experiences. So first of all, kudos, because that's pretty damn cool. And that's an important skill set to be able to have, and I give a lot of credit for that. So let's pull y'all a chakra. Oh gosh, what is it called? Is it the Chakra Oracle? I can't remember the name of this deck. I'm sorry. All of them are going to be linked in the description box down below, so don't you worry if I'm forgetting what the word is that I'm looking for. It's right there for you guys, okay? You got it. Well, let's get some more information. Oh, this one. Bam. Okay, so. Oh, I love it. You guys got sweetness. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I feel like a really solid, good energy off of this entire spread, this pile. I feel like, again, there is this element to which, if you're in connection with your person, you've really worked out the kinks that are kind of happening. Like maybe as you go through the power struggle phase of the relationship, you're kind of starting to get more to the commitment and stability phases. And there's like a lot of like a revival of the sweetness. Like you've kind of gotten through, or again, if you're really working on like practical issues like your career, your finances, your stability, your home, etc. It's like you're resolving these issues, and it's creating a lot more space for this like really sweet energy to kind of come back, right? You've dealt with the red flags as they come up, and now you're getting to enjoy this period of abundance, of like emotional abundance in this connection. And I feel like you guys are really on the same page. And for those of you where you're single and you've kind of been really looking at yourself, doing a lot of self-work, again, really like, addressing in your past connections what was working, what didn't work, what's your stuff, what was their stuff, and then really learning from your experiences. You're really gaining all of the wisdom, and again, creating this rich sort of soil, so to speak, to sort of plant these seeds for an incoming romance. And it's going to have a lot of sweetness to it. It's going to be very, very stable. And it's going to just it's going to flow almost effortlessly. It'll just be really easy for you. So I really, really like that. I really, really like that a lot. That's very, very nice. So I'm going to pull you guys a card from the Love Pack by Chuck Spezzano, which is just such a fun name to say. Congratulations to Chuck for having such a cool name. I don't know why I really like it. It's some well-placed Z's. I like that a lot. So let's see what you guys got. I don't know why I did it like that. Oh, it's this way. Oh, okay. Look at that. So you have a problem card. This is card 81 that reduces to a 9 in case that's important for you. And this is never enough. And the imagery is very powerful. So for some of you, I think it's really interesting. He's giving her the heart as well. We have the heart right here. For those of you in connection, I feel like what you were working through were a lot of especially like communication issues, or like because I'm thinking about with the volcanoes rupture, and it makes me think of like in relationships when you have relationship rupture and then repair. I feel like you guys were working through, and there's 2 here too, so I feel like it's both of you in some way, shape, or form. But it's like, sorry, I had to pause to cough for a second. It's like there were these kind of issues that were coming up, and these might be wounds from past relationships, or especially from like parental relationships, where you were always kind of like feeling like you weren't enough, right? And this can cause us to really not act our best or show up in our best way when we don't feel like we're gonna be enough, right? So maybe we just like try, and we're very like anxiously attached. We're always chasing the other person. Maybe we do the opposite. We're a little bit more dismissive. We run away, we withdraw more. But regardless of how this manifests, I feel that both of you are working through your own versions of just like not feeling like enough, or, one of you could have been making some really grand gestures to the other, really showing up consistently, coming in with a lot of sweetness to the other, and really trying to like show them like, hey, I care about you, you matter, and it may have just like felt like it was never enough, right? Like no matter what you did, it didn't seem to make a difference. Or one of you may have kind of noticed that, like, one of you may have been putting the other on a pedestal. One of you may have kind of noticed that there were some issues around giving and receiving in healthy balance, because this is a lot what the Two of Cups could talk about. It's a lot about healthy balance, emotional reciprocity. And this may have caused you to want to address some of these sort of red flags that you were seeing. And I feel like for some of you that may have been very hard, because I'm getting this with a sweetness card. Like some of you may have kind of wanted to like hold on to that honeymoon phase, and I don't blame you. It's hard to kind of move out of that. But the power struggle phase of a relationship can be really important, right? It's hard for the relationship to grow past that if you don't go through those. It's a process, right? So if you don't go through that process of really showing up to the relationship authentically, having these hard conversations, negotiating between the two of you, how your relationship is going to optimally function, it's hard for it to grow. And so I feel like during this process, for those of you in connection, you're really dealing with wounds around not feeling good enough. And I almost feel for one of you, this is more dealing with like childhood wounds around these issues, and the other person, this was dealing with the wounds that this connection was creating. So like maybe one person has struggled with like childhood wounding around never feeling good enough for their parents. So if they like, maybe that person withdraws, right, when they feel like too overstimulated or like emotionally open. And the other person reacts to that first person withdrawing by trying to like chase them harder, by trying to give. And it just may have kind of really thrown the connection out of balance. And this is what I feel like is being healed. Now, for those of you who are single and this person is coming into your life, I feel like you've had a lot of connections where you've really given it your all. You've really like put everything out there on Front Street, right? And I feel like, especially with the imagery here, with the hole in his chest, the heart-shaped hole in his chest, given everything to the floor, apparently. Okay, given everything that you've had to, this connection in the past, or multiple connections in the past, at the expense of yourself, right? And this is why I really like, there's like it's almost like a lollipop here, is it because it feels a lot more stable, right? And so what I'm kind of feeling like is that for those of you who are single, you've been going through this process of becoming more and more aware of what constitutes a red flag for you, and like how to negotiate and navigate those red flags in such a way that you can bring them up. You can try to, kind of like have that almost like rupture and repair. You can bring it up and communicate your needs and have a good sense of when, people are working on trying to meet you in the middle and compromise and meet your needs, and when people are just like not able to show up. And this is, again, creating this like very abundant space in your life for this healthy relationship to come in. Because you're really like working on these skills and gaining these skills, and I'm hearing it shows. And I feel like this is something where you probably see this within yourself as well. Or if you don't, it's worthwhile to take a moment to really look at how far you've come, because you've come a really long way, and this is really tough work, but it's paving the way for something so incredible. And I'm excited for you guys, man. So I'm going to pull you guys a card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. This isn't really a romantic deck, but I felt drawn to use it. So we're going to get into it. Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle on camera, but I'm trying to also not like knock the camera over and destroy my entire setup. Okay. So you have, oh yeah, right? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Yes, baby, yes. Okay, this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Make sure you can see. You can see. What a great damn day we're having. I love it. I'm vibing, you guys. I'm having a good day, and I'm really, really glad I get to share it with you. Like, really glad. So, thank you for sharing. Okay. So, with don't dim to fit in, this is exactly what we're talking about. Whether you're in a connection or not, again, there is this element to which, there's been this process. I'm gonna see if I can tilt it so you can still see never enough. I feel like you've been going through this process of really kind of like becoming very aware of your own triggers, very aware of your wounding, very aware of how to communicate about these things, or like again, you're seeing the red flags and you're addressing them earlier. And so whether in connection or not, I feel like you're really emerging as your authentic self into a connection. Whether, again, I really am feeling for most people, if you were drawn to this pile, you're either in something that's relatively pretty established and that's moving forward even more, or something where you've, been really trying to work on yourself and somebody's coming in soon. And I love the fact that, like, I also really like, I don't know why I'm really drawn to the fact that it looks like she's sleepy, like she's rubbing, kind of like rubbing her eyes, like she's waking up. I feel like there is just like this better understanding. Like, you guys are able to, especially with the third eye imagery here, like you guys are really able to see very, very clearly what, kind of navigate through your relationships. Like, what's your stuff? What's the other person's stuff? What to do about it? So all of, if you're in connection, you've been going through the power struggle phase, everything that like you've been, everything you've been going through, has been a major turning point, like a really big lesson, like a learning moment in this connection. And as a result, like things are just going to start to flow so much more harmoniously, and that frees up the energy of both people in order to like manifest something that you want. Because again, I'm getting the feeling this has some kind of like material connection, or in your like tangible connection in your life. So I really like to see that. And if you're single, this is very much, again, this energy, you're really learning yourself, and you're like really gaining that self-love. And I feel like this is self-love that was I'm hearing stolen from you prior, whether this is previous relationships, these are family relationships that really have impacted you, like childhood wounding, or a combination of the two. I feel like you're just, you know, again, with the 3 versions of her too, I'm kind of getting like past, present, future. Again, very judgment card vibe energy. So I feel like you're just, you're really stepping up, you're taking responsibility, you're standing in your power. And even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you're like, Sanessa, I'm a shit show, what do you mean? You know, I hope you're being sweet to yourself as well, and you're cutting yourself a break, and you're giving yourself ample credit, because this shit is hard. And I always kind of think about it like a painting. Like it can kind of look bad or not look like anything until it starts to come together, right? Until it starts to really like it starts to happen, right? So if you're still kind of like a work in progress, like that's okay. That's how all art is made. And so I'm just really getting this like really good vibe of empowerment. And this is also talking about the energy that's coming in for you as well. So you might be like really, you know, making progress in areas where you've stalled out, or you just like have been struggling to kind of get grounded, get a good feel for yourself, for your patterns, for your blockages. You're really making a lot of rapid progress. And this is building space for you to have people come into your life. Because also too, I noticed at the bottom of the deck, we have the Great Gathering, and this one says, it's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. So this also can apply to people that are like more than just a romantic connection, even though I put this out here with the intention of talking about romance. This can really talk about, you know, in addition to calling in a soulmate in a romantic way, really calling in soul tribe. And if you're with somebody, you two together can be really like creating a space for soul tribe to come in. You may also be creating a space for you to like, I'm almost getting like run a business together, just like create something very tangible together that for other people to enjoy. So again, maybe like, you know, starting a family, like starting a business together, creating like a social group together where you run something like that. It's a good ass energy. I love it. It's real empowered and like, I want to take it home with me, but I'm already at my home. That's problematic. I was in trouble like 3 words into that sentence. Anyway, let's pull you guys some tarot because I want to know more about this. So in case y'all are wondering, this is the Little Prince Tarot. It's very beautiful. I always view this is like a very romantic deck to me, and I don't mean romantic like love. I mean romantic like romanticism, just because it like evokes such emotion, right? Feelings of love, of, you know, the high highs, the low lows, the sadness. It's the, you know, the meaning and the significance that comes along with the entire journey is kind of the vibe here. And this is also why I feel like this might have ties to like childhood wounding, because this feels like this is something where it's all coming together and the meaning and the significance of your experience is about to become very clear to you. Very clear to you in the way that it serves you moving forward. That's very important for some of you. So yeah, let's pull you guys some tarot. This is a good vibe. I'm feeling good here. Oh, you guys got a couple of cards. Okay. All right. So let's see what you got. You guys got the 6 of Pentacles. I love it. I love it. You guys got, yeah, the Hermit reversed. No kidding. Alrighty. Beautiful. Just beautiful, babes. And the 6 of Swords reversed. So, oh, excuse my hiccup. I'm sorry. Okay. First of all, you have 2 6s. This is the number associated with love, interpersonal connections, etc. You have the Hermit, so this is Virgo energy going on right here. And usually in the traditional tarot, it's depicted as a man by himself, but I like that there are 2 people here as well. So, what I'm seeing here is that there is this, I feel like this is talking about where you are and kind of like what you're moving toward, right? 6 of Pentacles is also all about balance and reciprocity. It can be about generosity. And with the lamb imagery here too, about gentleness, right? So again, you may have had connections in the past, or, you know, if you're in this established relationship where there is some there's some blockage here about healthy giving and receiving, and I feel like this comes from childhood wounding. And I say this too because we have the Six of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords in the traditional tarot is depicted as a woman in a boat with her child, and there's 6 swords, and a guy is steering the boat. And I'm always intrigued by that, where she's like, all right, let's grab the essentials, my kid and my sword collection, which is just so touching. I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard, but it does. So we're going to go with it. Okay, all right, I got it. We're good here. Okay, I'm done laughing. I promise. So, so Six of Swords, when it's upright, because it always depicts the woman and the child, this talks about moving from, kind of like mental chaos. I heard the word commotion. I don't know why, but like mental chaos, conflict. And for, the sword suit deals with the mental realm, and our communication as well. But for, a card that deals with our mental realm, or, how we communicate with others, it's in the way it's traditionally depicted, it's kind of emotional, because on the one side of the boat, there's very calm, placid water. And on the other side, there's like this tumultuous, ripply bullshit. And, essentially what that demonstrates, sorry, I thought I had to like sneeze for a second, so I paused. Essentially what that demonstrates is, this woman is kind of, she's taking her child, and she's kind of like, she's cutting her losses, essentially. She's moving toward mental peace of mind. She's moving toward, like, I shouldn't have said mental peace of mind. I was going to say like mental calmness, but then I was like, oh yeah, peace of mind is the phrase. But that just sounds weird. But it's okay. We're here now. She's really moving toward her own peace of mind and leaving behind a lot of like, difficult, tumultuous, emotional energy. It's like that also like, throws her off mentally, right? So it could, maybe impact her communication. It's something she can't stop thinking about. It's a mess pretty much. And so when I see this, I also always think of this as like an inner child healing card, because it's like the woman and her child together. So, this could literally involve, be a situation that involves children. But what I always get from this card is like, this is like old childhood stuff. So we have this card here that's reversed. And with the Six of Pentacles as well, like I said, there feels like there's old childhood stuff here around never feeling good enough, right? Never, and this comes from, like imbalanced, wow, I totally just like tripped over my words really hard. Imbalanced relationships where there's unequal give and take, right? There's a huge imbalance in giving and receiving. And with the Hermit reversed too, I really feel like, one or both of you, if you're in connection, has been really called to go inward and to look at this situation, or you're being called as you're going through this process to go inward and really explore this situation. But because we have 2 people on the card in this version, I feel like this is like you're going inward on this together, right? Traditionally it's depicted as a man by himself, and he goes inward to really soul search, to try to find answers and clarity. But in this particular situation, there's 2 people here. So if you're in connection, I feel like this is both of you kind of recognizing the need to go inward and do the work. Now, if you are single and in connection, single and you've been kind of doing this work, again, I feel like you were really called to go inward. And you may have also kind of been called to do some of this like work in connections, romantic or otherwise, with other people. But overall, there has been this process of really getting in touch, especially again with the gentleness of the lamb imagery, really getting in touch with that inner child. What I just noticed too is the man drawing it is left-handed. So I don't know, as is actually the boy right here. Interesting. So I don't know if like there's something here where, and the man is gifting a heart with his left hand. That's so funny. So maybe somebody here is left-handed. But in general, I don't know if there's something where like there's this feeling around feeling defective or like not good enough because you're a little bit different. Just because it's like 10% of the population's left-handed, something like that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Please put it in the comments because I can't remember off the top of my head. So there is like, again, this like feeling of feeling defective, not good enough, really having to work through those, and especially too with the boy pouring out his cup, like having to really express all of those repressed emotions. And this is what I feel like you've been working on, whether this is with a partner or by yourself. So let's pull you guys some more tarot and dig a little bit deeper. Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I see. I want this one for you guys. And then, oh, ha! Did you see that? Dope. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So, let's see. You have the Death card coming out. Scorpio energy. You have, oh, the Eight of Cups. Okay. And you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm seeing. First of all, we have 2 8s. 8 may be a significant number in this connection. We have 2 8s and we have 2 6s. And it's so interesting. Look, we have a major arcana, 2 6s in the minor. We have a major arcana, 2 8s in the minor. Interesting. I love shit like that. Okay, cool. Also, we have card 9, and we have 81, which reduces to a 9. So 6, 8, and 9 may be particularly important numbers in this connection. They don't have to be. But with the Death card, like I said, Scorpio energy, this is a change, right? This is a change where the Death card is always preceded by the Hanged Man in the tarot. And so this is a change where you've kind of been put into this situation where you've had to take a step back. You've had to really consider your, like, this aspect of your life, right? Because the Hanged Man is always being forced to take a pause. Usually it's like circumstances are preventing you from moving forward. An issue comes up over and over again. If you look at the synastry between, if you're in connection, you look at the synastry between you and your partner's charts. This may be where there's like I have a hard time saying this word, so I apologize, quincunx. As you can imagine, it's very close to another word, and I try very hard not to say the other word that it's very close to on YouTube. So, or you may find that this is where you have a quincunx in your own chart, just because I'm picking up that energy. But with the Hanged Man to the Death card, this is like when you're forced to take a pause to gain a new perspective, to see your situation differently. And the Hanged Man, since it's Pisces energy, can usually deal a lot with the subconscious as well. So this is like really going inward. And again, with the rose imagery, this is about like looking at what you love, looking at how you love. And because it's, it's a constellation, it's like it's written in the stars. It's part of your, and also too, we see this here. So it feels like with these two together, right? Because he's looking at the stars with this massive telescope, it feels like really going inward, being forced to take a pause to really look at how you experience love, how you show up in love, how you make your way through romantic relationships. And this process has been really illuminating, because the Hanged Man only goes to the Death card when he's ready to make a change, I find. And we also too, we have the Serpent here as well. So again, it's a lot about, transformation, shedding your old skin. And I absolutely see that happening. And with the Eight of Cups here too, I feel like you either more recently or very soon will be like called to walk away from something, right? This is, this is something that you have emotional roots with, you have emotional attachment to. But this is ultimately something that's not serving you anymore, right? So this can be a pattern, this can be a relationship, this can be, this could be a situation. It's something where you've poured out your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you stick with it because it's comfortable, or you feel, obligated, you feel guilty if you leave, it's like what, fog, fear, obligation, guilt. Maybe like afraid to kind of step into this new version of yourself. But with the Eight of Pentacles reversed here, what I'm getting is not only have you gone as far as you can go in this scenario, like in this way of living and experiencing relationships, but you also don't have to work so hard. Like, you shouldn't have to work so hard in relationships to feel good enough. You don't have to earn feeling good enough, right? The right person's going to value you, and that doesn't mean that it will always be perfect, or you won't have to communicate about how to best value each other, but it means they're going to do the work with you. They're going to be open and willing and receptive to do that kind of work. And so if you're in connection, I really feel like you've been doing this deep dive. You've been walking away from self-destructive patterns. And, you've been walking away from hiding yourself as well, and from not feeling like your true, authentic self is good enough. And if you are single, I really feel like, again, this could talk about having walked away from a relationship. The Death card also talks about an ending. So this could talk about having walked away from a relationship, or just in general, having walked away from this way of showing up in relationships. And again, really doing the work, really looking, because this is Virgo energy, and Virgo words, Sinessa. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's very analytical, very cerebral energy, right? And so what I really see here is like, this is you having walked away from feeling like you have to work so hard to prove yourself. And as a result, you're again creating this really abundant, fertile space in your life for better connections to come in, for more like connections of the soul to come in. So I absolutely flippin' love that. So I'm going to pull you guys a couple of more cards to sort of close out your reading, because I sort of, you could take this as advice or additional information. I'm spiritually nosy. I just want to know more. This is so nice. What a good, empowering energy. I'm cheering for you guys, like, a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle without bumping the camera. Oh, I feel like this one wanted to come out. Okay. You know what's interesting? 7 of Swords reversed turned up on the bottom of the deck earlier as well while I was shuffling for you guys. And I looked at it and I was like, So again, there's truth coming to light. There's understanding. You're done running from yourself. You're done running from, looking at your experiences. You're done running from the painful past in order to heal it. And that's really dope. So I hope you've done something nice for yourself today, because you deserve it. Anywho. We have, Knight of Wands. Look at this little man's. He's doing it. He's making it happen. Good for you, buddy. And then, okay, sorry. I almost, okay, it's fine. Damn. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. This is a lot of masculine fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sorry, I'm just adjusting where I sit, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. It's my bones crackling. Yes, but this is beautiful. This is like your spiritual evolution, right? The Knight of Wands, he is somebody who goes after his passions. He is very excitable, very enthusiastic. He's very motivated toward like spiritual experiences. But I will say he's got a little bit of shiny object syndrome, right? Because he hasn't reached this point of being the king yet. And so he can kind of be a little bit in and out. He can lack consistency and longevity. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. I'll be honest, he's also frequently lovingly called the fuckboy of the tarot. So you may have kind of had these relationships where it's very inconsistent. It's very, like again, like maybe this is what I'm kind of picking up here, is that you've had a lot of relationships where you've really somebody's kind of come in hot and heavy and then left just as quickly, and you've really taken that to heart, or you've tried to prove yourself to this person, maybe get them to commit, and when they didn't, it was with pay attention to the red flags. It's not really just trying to win somebody over that's unwinnable. And this is kind of talking about, when we get to the King of Wands, he's still got the same passion, the same fire as the Knight of Wands. But with the snake here, he's transformed, right? He's matured. He now knows how to, he knows how to be more consistent. He knows how to work with his own energy instead of against it. And especially with the elephants in the background too. I don't know if you can see that. He's really learned how to how to temper his own energy and walk his most authentic spiritual path. So this could be talking about the difference in the types of people that you're attracting. It's also going to be talking about your own spiritual evolution. And if you're in connection, this talks about the evolution with your person, right? Especially with all the volcanic imagery here as well. Maybe there were like a lot of fights, a lot of, over some of these unhealed issues. There's a lot of just like tumultuousness, and this is settling down finally, right? With the Six of Swords reverse, this is finally healing. This is finally settling down. These energies are being tempered in order to have a lot more, enthusiasm, a lot more experiences at the soul, a lot of being more grounded, essentially. So I absolutely love that. I will say, I'm not picking up a huge situationship vibe from this, but if you are in one, I could see this really being talking about working through some of these issues within yourself, and by asserting good, healthy boundaries when you do come across a red flag, this really causes this person to take the connection more seriously and to step up. Obviously I always say, if it's not empowering to you, don't feel like you need to stick with a particular path, person, trajectory, but if you see this kind of I feel like this is essentially you're doing the inner work on yourself, and this is only attracting maturity, right? This is only attracting consistency, availability, enthusiasm, somebody that's going to be passionate, not only about you, but about the relationship. And I'm really looking at his robes over the steps, somebody who's going to be passionate about taking the steps with you, about ascending with you, instead of fighting you about it. Because look, this woman's up on the steps too, right? And it's somebody who's going to work with you to ascend with you, to take those steps with you, instead of just wanting to put you up on a pedestal or be put up on a pedestal every now and then just leaving when they're feeling triggered or trapped or etc., whatever else it is. So this is really, really exciting. I'm super happy for you. I forgot to mention, with the Knight and King of Wands coming out, this is also talking about the type of person you want to manifest, the type of relationship you want to manifest. It's coming in. And for those of you in connection where you're working on something more solid and material, like a house, starting a business together, this was very, very promising, especially starting a business, because the King of Wands is an excellent entrepreneur. So there's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of prosperity, and there's a lot of opportunity to manifest something very meaningful together. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'm super excited for you guys. If you want help with your specific situation, since this is a general reading, please feel free to check out my shop. The link is in the description box below. I'm wishing you the best and the most beautiful things that life has to offer, love bugs. Take care. Hello and welcome to all of my sweet little garbanzo beans who chose option 3 with this version of the Two of Cups. Look at that. Okay. So the first thing I was really getting from this is there's a lot of really spiritual energy here with all of the rainbow energy. I will say for some of you, I'm not getting this super strongly, but for some of you, this may talk about if you're part of the LGBT community, if you've been kind of grappling with your sexual identity, or some type of relationship that makes you question your sexual identity. I do feel like you are coming into acceptance and harmony about that. But for most people, what I was really getting with this version of the Two of Cups is that you and this person may seem at times like your opposites. And I say that because we have a right hand here and then the left hand here. You may seem like you're very opposite from this person time to time. Also, we have a lot more green and blue here in this cup and a lot more red and pink in this cup. So you might seem like you're very opposite. This person might seem very, one of you might seem very earthy, very grounded. The other person might seem very spiritual and emotional. But I feel like both of you are very spiritually advanced souls. And I was really getting this heavy Kundalini energy here. So you're either, I'm trying to fix this, sorry. You're either really going to be kind of kicking off this massive wave of spiritual expansion within the two of you, or you're you're really expanding. You have like this big spiritual mission together. I feel like for many of you, not too dissimilar to group 2, that you're in a very, very solid, committed connection with this, or more than that. I feel like for most of you, if you were drawn to this group, you are just about to meet this person. You have not met them yet. So these are kind of the two scenarios I'm going to be mostly addressing. Now this could have to, this can apply to any type of relationship. So if it's, complicated or a situationship, this would really speak to coming into much greater alignment. But, if you're in separation with somebody, again, same thing. But really the thing here is that kind of like the way that, for those of you who, probably most of you haven't watched group 2. For group 2, there's a similar energy about really working through challenges or aligning to a soulmate in order to create and manifest something a little bit more tangible, a little bit more of the material world. This is similar, except for this is to manifest something spiritually and energetically. And I'm not saying that can't have connections to the tangible material world, but this is like 100% spiritual. This is a very spiritually advanced connection. You both may be gifted manifestors, and together you're able to manifest like a considerable amount. This is just something where it's like, I don't know why I keep hearing, because it almost looks like lightning. I know it's not, it's water, but it almost looks like lightning to me. So what I'm kind of like picking up, I'm like, this might just kind of like shock you, like come out of nowhere. This is electric. Which makes sense too, because water is a good conductor of electricity. So this is like electric. It feels like, again, like you're almost like two opposites, but you're both very powerful, like power couple, kind of spiritual power couple energy. And when you come into alignment, when you join forces, and what I'm noticing too, the fingers aren't like gripped around each other, right? They're just like very loose. So this feels like you are connected, like very, very connected, but you also allow each other to be individuals, to like fully express your personal power. And that's why this is so unique and so special. Sorry, I'm just taking my hoodie off because it is warm. Okay, sorry, there we go. So yeah, this is really interesting. This is beautiful. I'm going to pull you guys a Romance Angels Oracle card to kind of get a little bit more of a feel of what's going on. And as I've mentioned in my other readings, all my decks are going to be linked in the description box below. So I'm going to give it a little shuffle because where I am, it's very humid. And it makes it harder to get the cards to do what I want them to do and to break apart. So, okay. Oh, they're stuck even worse. I thought that would help. Okay. We're going to do our best. I want this one for you guys. No, that's not it. Okay, I thought that was it. Oh. Wow, you guys... Holy God. Okay, so you guys got 4 cards. I feel like I should keep them. Okay, I guess you guys are getting 4. You have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I'm going to move this because we're going to run out of room otherwise. You guys got forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. You got, wow, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. There's that F word again. And attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment more fully. Okay. So here's what I'm feeling. Kind of like what I was saying. I feel like for many of you, you are about to meet this person. I feel like you've been going through this process because we have kind of a story here, right? We go from like love yourself, forgiving and learning, healing family issues, and we have the words, forgive, and as it says, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Also too, I love how it's talking about what was it? As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment, and you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I feel like for many of you, like I said, you are about to attract this person into your life. For some of you, you may already be in a connection right now, and this person's just going to come in like a damn hurricane. Sorry if you can hear my dog bark. So I feel like this person's going to come in and just like really surprise you, and I feel like it's gonna feel like it came out of nowhere, but you guys are just gonna like magnetically just right together. And I feel like this is because you've been doing all of this energetic work. I feel like if you were drawn to this particular version, of the Two of Cups, you've been going through a lot. You've had a lot of family issues, a lot of childhood wounds that you've been working through, and I feel like you've been working through it for a really long time. So what seems like somebody just like materializing out of thin air, like I feel like what I'm almost seeing is like instant soulmate, like just add water. It kind of has that feeling though. It feels like, you know, somebody who just like materialized out of thin air, who's just like your perfect match out of nowhere, is actually the work of like the result of all this energetic work, right? Where you've been really healing family issues, particularly around self-worth, and I feel like good communication and boundary setting, especially like really heavily, as well as how to, hang on, I'm trying to channel this, manage and protect your energy. The word mitigate keeps coming up. So maybe there was like some huge issues in your past, especially with your family, where you really had to kind of like in order to kind of cope with it, you maybe had to like try to mitigate the fallout by making a lot of self-sacrifices. I know I'm picking up like a little bit of like Pisces energy here. But like where you had to make a lot of self-sacrifices, you may have had to give up a lot, especially emotionally. And I feel like you had a lot of emotional and spiritual healing that you had to do to kind of prepare yourself. And this thing, I feel like with this group in particular, you know, maybe you are kind of on the lookout for a connection, but for a lot of you, I feel like you've been working to get to this point where you neither need it nor are averse to it, right? It's not like I need to be with somebody, nor is it like, you know, I need to be by myself. I feel like you've been working really, really hard to just be very receptive and open. You've been really like attuning this. And again, I feel like both of you are probably master manifestors. So as you both have been working through your own versions of these blockages, this is where you're going to just like come into union, like, again, like moths to a flame, like magnets. Like you just are going to be like magnetically drawn to each other. Because you're both very spiritually advanced and skilled manifestors, and you've been working through your energetic blockages individually. Yeah, and if you are already in union with somebody, what I almost kind of get is that if you're already in union, I kind of feel like, again, it's like feels a little bit like an opposites attract. You may have found this person's like personal style of doing things off-putting, right? So if maybe they're really practical, really earthy, really grounded, you might find that kind of like boring, or, you know, not, you know, just not something of interest to you. And similarly, if you're very practical, you're very grounded and pragmatic, you may have found the other person who might be a little bit more spontaneous, a little more fiery, you know, too flighty or too inconsistent, or maybe like too, it's not invasive, but it's that kind of thing. Like you might like your space to yourself, or you might like to keep things in your home the way that you like it. And this person might almost kind of like seem like they invite themselves to your space. Like it's that line where it's almost too intimate, but it feels like it's also right? So like if anybody else had done it, you would have been like, the hell are you doing? But you almost kind of like, you feel a little unsettled, but okay, because it's this person. And so this is kind of the energy I'm picking up. If you're in connection, it may have been where it's like, can we make this work? You know, I know opposites attract, but can we really make this happen? And I feel like you guys, if you're already in connection, you guys have been working through these energetic blockages so you can fully appreciate these things about each other. Because what I'm getting with love yourself first and attraction here is that if you're already in connection and you found it's kind of been like the sparks aren't really flying, or it's just not really, you know, coming together, what I feel like is happening is that this is like a projection. You're struggling to accept them as they are because there's something where it mirrors and reflects back something about yourself that you're having trouble accepting. So again, maybe they have this kind of way of being that's something that you always wanted to do or pursue or be, and, you know, maybe by like, you know, seeing it in them, it's kind of like, well, I'm not like that, you know, why are they doing this? And it's just like, it's this deep-seated feeling of like, I wish I could be more like them, expressing itself in a way that's less threatening to the ego. Ooh, that was channeled. So yeah, this is super interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pull you guys, oh gosh, It's a chakra oracle card. I don't remember the name of this deck. I'm really sorry, but it'll be linked in the description box down below. Let's pull you guys one. I feel like it's this one. You know what's really interesting too? These cards, I don't know if you can see, it's red and green. Haha. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make room for all this stuff, but that's okay. Let's see what you guys got. Ooh, okay, you guys got body. Again, too, there may be something where, you know, this person is not a type of person you're usually attracted to. This person could be, like, look really different than what you're normally attracted to. This person could be of a gender identity and expression you're not usually attracted to, or maybe it's, like, you know, not acceptable within your family or your culture or your religion to date this type of a person. There's something here where it feels like this has a lot to do with the physical self, as well as, like, this. I also feel like, too, there's this energy that I'm kind of picking up where, like, this feels like the energy between the two of you. It's like it's being held. And it feels like, and this also kind of looks like a little bit like a rainbow. So we have all this rainbow imagery. I feel like this has been, like, again, something where this connection in its full power has been, like, almost gestating is the word I'm getting. Like, it's been gestating and it's about to, like, spring forth and like materialize right in front of you. So again, if you're single, this person's gonna just come in like a wrecking ball. And I feel like it's this feeling of once you accept this, once you, like, open yourself up to this connection, you really give in to this connection. I feel like it's going to be one of those things, like, this person's always been a part of you, whether you've been aware of it or not. And it's like recognizing and welcoming home this part of yourself that you were just, like, you may be aware of, you might not be aware of, but they're just going to so naturally fit into your life. And there's so much power here. Yeah, wow. This is, like, kind of amazing. I can't look away, you guys. Okay, I want to pull you guys more oracle cards because I'm nosy and I want to dig deeper. So let's, oh, geez. Okay, not that many. We don't need that many. We already did this. We already lived this. Okay, I feel like it goes here. All right, I guess I'm pulling you guys too because I really, really wanted to. On at the bottom of the deck is fear. It's reversed, but it's fear. Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's this, like, shadow of fear, and this little girl is protecting her heart space. So there's, like, this shadow of fear here that I feel like you guys have been working through on your own individually. Look at Wild Abandon. What were we just friggin' talking about? Okay. Also, that lady is naked. I did not notice that. Okay. We have Wild Abandon. This is card 35, so that reduces to an 8 in case that's important for you. And then we have, oh, so this actually came out in, I think, group 2 as well. We have Never Enough. Yeah, this is exactly what I feel like. So this is card 81 that reduces to a 9 in case that's important. So we have 8 and a 9. This means that things are moving forward. You're manifesting this person, and this difficult cycle is coming to a close. So yeah, with forgiving and learning, healing family issues, and love yourself first, I feel like both of you in your own right have had these issues around never feeling good enough. And I was actually talking about this in group 2 as well. This could kind of come from, and in group 2 it was kind of unclear if this came more from past relationships or from childhood wounding or a combination. This one I feel like is mostly childhood wounding, and not to say that that can't play out in your romantic relationships in your adult life, but the primary source of this one is, like, childhood wounding, hands down. And what I feel like, especially too because we have the woman up here as well, there could have been this really unhealthy dynamic between your parents where, like, your mother was kind of, like, put up on this pedestal, or perhaps your mother was like needing a lot of, you know, adoration, admiration, a lot of validation, just kind of struggling, like they may have had, like, a narcissistic personality style. Or just in general, just, like, really needed a lot. But what it, you know, essentially what this talks about is that because, you know, he's giving, like, this man is giving his heart at his own expense. And this is the thing that makes it the most unhealthy, right? Is feeling like, and especially if you look at all the hearts here too, this person is just, like, giving and giving and giving, and it's never enough. And in addition to it never being enough, this is at their own expense, right? So I feel like both of you have really, really witnessed and been a part of some unhealthy relationships where maybe you are lacking self-respect in one way or another. And for some of you, that might look like more of kind of like maybe an anxious attachment style, and the other person in the relationship has been having more of an avoidant attachment style and you're working on healing it. Or this can kind of look like just really, really struggling to feel good enough. You can, with body here as well, there may be some like toxic habits, like maybe, drinking too much, smoking too much, overeating, eating a lot of junk food. I feel like your bodily needs, for at least one or both of you, your bodily needs have been overlooked. And this is a form of self-sabotage. And I feel like this is something that you're working on, that, again, one or both of you is working on at this time, is like healing these issues about being connected to your own body. And that may be part of the attraction card as well as like love yourself first, is like, I feel like one or both of you are really learning how to meet your own needs in a very holistic, healthy way. And this is, again, it's like you're doing, what they're showing me is like a champagne bottle, like you're shaking it up kind of a thing. I wish I didn't make that gesture. You're shaking it up, and like this is kind of, the pressure that builds behind the cork. This is like all the energetic work that you guys are doing on yourselves in order to kind of spiritually advance forward, right? And when that kind of builds up, and I feel that this is coming in soon, when this kind of like builds up, this will be enough to like pop that cork, right? To push it forward in order to have like this like rapid movement, right? With wild abandon. And I feel like this is when this person comes in. And this is when, if this is an existing connection, you and this person finally like have this magnetic attraction. You finally click because you've really been working on healing these other issues. And as a result, you make rapid progress, rapid growth. And again, to the point where I feel like just instantly this person becomes, in a part of your life, to the point where it's like almost like inextricable, but not like in a codependent kind of way. It's truly amazing. I really like this. So I'm going to pull you guys what is this? What is it, you guys? The Work Your Light Oracle deck. I'm going to pull you a card from this thing. Sorry, I had a total brain fart. It's really humid. All my cards are kind of sticking together a little bit. Okay. Oh, it's this one. Oh, and it's stuck. Okay. So, you guys got Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Yeah, and this is what I feel like too. This isn't like maybe, if you manifest right, if things align. No, this is happening. Like, this has so much energy behind it. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry you can't see all of it, but you guys got a bunch of extra cards, so I ran out of space. But there's so much energy behind this, and like with it being Lemuria, first of all, this is very much like a starseed energy. So again, starseed lightworker energy. There's a little bit of that in group 2 as well. So that may be something that you resonate with. Also, too, I want to make note. There are two men and 2 women here. So you guys could both be in other connections right now. You guys could be dealing with breaking up. You guys could, again, there's this energy here where maybe this is like you're attracted to a gender you're not normally attracted to. I also think it's interesting, we have 2 of the people are naked and the other 2 aren't, so nakedness always implies vulnerability. So this could be like, in some ways, you guys are like oppositionally but reciprocally vulnerable, and you're like working on kind of, like opening up about those other parts of yourself. But yeah, this is also, I want to say too, you might meet this person through like friends or family or other people that you're very like close with emotionally. But yeah, this is beautiful. This is like you are really working hard to work through these blockages, and to create something that feels nurturing and good for yourself at a spiritual level. And this is like, again, I really like it's happening. Like, this is a done deal. Nothing could stop this. If anything, there will just be a little bit of bumps and kind of hiccups along the way or delays, but like this is happening. So like this kind of has like a deal with it energy from the universe. And I love it. It's really, really powerful. And it feels expansive. It feels very light. It just, I love it. You guys have no idea. Okay, so I want to pull you guys some tarot because I'm spiritually nosy. Okay, so I already pre-shuffled the deck. Oh, they're sticking together a little bit. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna make this happen, Captain. I want to mention too, this is the Lightseer's tarot, and I always associate this with like a lot of clairvoyance and very spiritual energy. So if you were attracted to this, congratulations, you are a spiritually gifted person. And if you were attracted to another group, that does not make you not spiritually gifted. As a side note, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So again, I feel like she's a master manifester. I feel like you guys are manifesting this. There's just some stuff that has to like click into place first, or some blockages that have to be resolved first. So you got, the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. I love it. You got, oh my god, the Nine of Cups. This is so positive. I'm gonna die. I love it. Okay. Ready? And the Page of Pentacles. Holy god, I love it. Also, I love her orange pants. I want them so bad. Okay, so, sorry, I'm really trying hard to organize all this in such a way so you can see it. Oh no, the page is falling over. Okay, so we have Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Pages are usually representative of they're the child archetype of the court card, so one or both of you could have children, or there could be a little bit of an age difference between the two of you. But really, more than anything, what I'm seeing here, this is so positive. This is the Three of Pentacles, like I said, teamwork makes the dream work. This is the epitome to me of a spiritual partnership, because it's like you, that other person, and spirit, right? And so this also, to me, Three of Pentacles is like, I know it's a weird card to associate with manifestation, but I do a little bit. I associate it with manifestation in the sense that you're collaborating with spirit in order to create something in the material, to materialize something that you want. But just in general, this is like, you guys are ready to work together. You guys are ready for a partner. You guys are, ready for a partner at a spiritual level. The traditional Three of Pentacles depicts these three people working on a cathedral. And so again, it's this element of creating something in the material realm with a very spiritual, not inference, what's the word? Not implication, but very similar. There's a, I guess, implication. Yeah, it's a very spiritual implication, or undertone. That's the word. It's undertone. I knew I was going to get there eventually. Thanks for bearing with me. And with the Nine of Cups, I feel like a couple things. First of all, I feel like this person's going to feel like a wish come true, especially because of the body language and the little treasure chest. And I really like all the light emanating out from the heart chakra area, even though that's more of usually a solar plexus chakra kind of a thing. That with the yellow light particularly, this feels like this is you almost kind of like bursting forth, right? It feels like you're just like leaping out. You have really open body language, or this person's got really open body language, so it's like you are so in touch with your personal truth and power and your personal joy with all the yellow here too, right? And yellow is also this, since it's associated with the solar plexus chakra, this is like your manifestation materializing. And so this is just so gorgeous, right? And I feel like this comes from really knowing and accepting who you are and finding joy in who you are. Again, love yourself first, like finding joy in who you are, right? And this also can really talk about as you pursue, because the Nine of Cups can talk about personal wish fulfillment. So like as you pursue your wishes, as you pursue a dream, as you with the treasure chest here, as you really go after what is valuable to you, and you find joy and contentment and fulfillment in that, it just draws this person to you faster. You may also meet this person as you're pursuing like a personal goal or wish or dream. And with the Page of Pentacles, this is like something very grounded. This is the beginning of something very stable. And this is something where I feel as if, especially because we didn't have any other like older court cards come out, you guys are meeting in this energy, right? The pages are always the learner's mindset. So this is like, And the Page of Pentacles in particular is like a mini version of the Hermit. It's a little bit of a spiritual seeker. And this is like you guys are meeting in this place of being, you know, curious about life, but of wanting to build something. And I feel like this is very much on a spiritual level, even if it's like in the 3D world as well. There's like a spiritual aspect of this, of wanting to build something bigger and better and greater. And this is where you meet each other. This is where you move forward. And if this is an existing connection, as you come into better alignment, this might be the thing that helps bring you together, or is like, you know, again, creating heaven on earth. As you create your desires, or you go after what is meaningful to you, you attract more of that. So if this is an existing connection that kind of feels like it's fizzled out, or it's just not really working, you may find that by working through your own personal issues and really getting clear on what you want and creating more of that in your life, your relationship just like flourishes instantaneously. Again, there's like this energy where like it all comes together at the last minute, or like it just like it all just like comes together, and it's so, I feel like there might be like a little bit of like, wait, is this real? And the thing that's like crazy about it is it just like makes sense. It feels so solid. All the pieces fall into place. And the coolest thing is like, this is just the beginning with the Page. You guys are going to build so much more together. Oh my God, I love this. So I'm going to pull you guys some more tarot so I can be a little nosier about your love. Because this is freaking awesome. I am stoked for you guys. You have no idea. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle on camera. It's really hard without like bumping stuff. Yeah, Six of Pentacles at the bottom. So much reciprocity. So much, like, there's this energy of building. There's just like, you guys just work really well together. And it's partially because you've had such an uphill climb on your own. Like, this is freaking beautiful. And I really want to say, especially too, with this version of the Nine of Cups, the more you really accept the visions of your heart and what it is that you truly desire, you truly want, and you let yourself have it, you open up your heart space emotionally for you to have it, as well as, you know, pursuing it materially. That's really the energy that just brings you guys together. And as you both get into that energy, it creates this electricity, this magic. It's beautiful. Okay, so you guys got, yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. You got the Six of Cups. Oh my God. I'm having a conniption fit. This could not be better. And the Five of Cups reversed. I love it. Okay, hang on. I gotta like fan myself and cool myself down. This is friggin' phenomenal, you guys. Congratulations. Holy shit. So Knight of Pentacles, I love that we're talking about that you both kind of meet in this Page energy. You might both be kind of like either starting your, like, pursuing a spiritual calling, and you might not like be openly spiritual, but it's like following your dream, right? Because this is what this is in your heart that you most deeply desire, is part of your spiritual path. Again, if this involves kind of like dating somebody who you normally wouldn't date, or who might not be like accepted by your family or something, this is the energy of like, you know, the moment you kind of put it out there to the universe, maybe you download a particular type of dating app, or, you know, you give your number to somebody, or somebody asks you out and you finally call them back and say yes. This is like, boom, okay, it happens. You just like, because you're finally in alignment with what is true to you. After dealing with like all of these kind of setbacks and these issues, you know, you go after it with wild abandon, and the universe really just like pushes you along. So you guys meet in this kind of like Page stage where you're open-minded and you're curious about the other person, about what they have to offer. You're curious about how they work, right? And if this is an existing connection, this is like you maybe learn something about this person that puts everything else into context, or you maybe find out you guys have a shared dream that you didn't know about, and you have this way to connect with each other. It's just like, it feels really good, right? And so we go from the Page then to the Knight of Pentacles, and he's, you know, he's a slow moving energy. He's the slowest knight in the deck, but he's very, you know, consistent. So this might not be like, I feel like this will be like an instant connection, but you guys build something very solid and stable, right? You guys create something very mutual is what I'm hearing. And so with the Knight of Pentacles, I can see you guys have been on this personal journey, or this journey as a couple, for a minute now. But B, the biggest thing I'm really feeling is that you go from this Page to the Knight, right? Where you're really like, I feel like what I'm almost getting is like, you kind of either, you know, realign with this person you're with, or maybe this person you used to be with the Six of Cups, and I'll get into that in a minute. or like you have this like really good conversation where you find out something new about each other, and it feels like you just like chat back and forth, you just share ideas, right? You share plans, you make a plan, right? And it feels like the planning stage happens relatively quickly, and then you set out on this adventure together to build something solid and stable. Because with the Six of Cups, this is a soulmate energy. You guys have had past lives together. You guys have shared a lot of, with the dog imagery, there's a lot of loyalty here. You may have had children together in a past life as well with the page. But what I'm kind of getting is you're picking up where you left off, which is just so lovely. I love that. And with the Five of Cups reversed as well, I love it because in the traditional Five of Cups, you can kind of see there's 3 spilled cups here, and then there's still 2 left, right? And so in the traditional Five of Cups, it's like somebody is so lost in the 3 spilled cups and what has been lost that they miss the opportunity of the Two of Cups that still stands like right there, right? But this is reversed, which kind of indicates that there is this recognition of the opportunity still there. So one of you may be kind of like a little more have given up on love a little bit more than the other at this point, just because one cup is tipped out and the other one's still standing upright. Or be like, just like, yeah, I feel like ready to give up. But this is really talking about how like this connection is a revival. This connection revives your faith in love. And it's like this energy of like, I'm so glad I called this person back. I'm so glad I took a chance on them. I'm so glad I didn't give up on this because this is everything I could have ever wanted. This feels like, I mean, we have all cups and pentacles, right? So this is like you are satiated at an emotional level. And these are really positive cards for cups and pentacles too. This is the only like negative card and it came out reversed, which means it's much more positive. So it's like you guys are satiated at an emotional level and you're happy with how it's manifesting in the material. Holy God, this is just so nice. I love this so much, you guys. Holy shit. And it's going to feel like one of those things where any grief, any sadness, any disappointment of the past, worth it. You're going to feel like, yep, I get it. I know why this happened. This is worthwhile. And again, I feel like you guys are going to like plan something relatively quickly, and then you're gonna set out on this journey together. So this might be literally like taking a journey. This could be like starting a business. This could be building something together. This could just be like, going and doing the whole 9 with this person, like commitment, maybe a family, etc. However this looks for you in your personal life, this is gonna be something that you're both on the same page. This is your version of heaven on earth, and you're both showing up and experiencing it together. And it's just like I feel it as I'm talking about, like your heart is just so full, right? Especially with this guy with like the little missing heart imagery. Your heart is so full, right? There's like, and especially too with this wild abandon, it's like there's so much more to be shared. There's more than enough. So especially if emotionally you felt like you didn't really, it's interesting, we're talking about red and green here, and like green is the heart chakra and red is the root chakra. So if I always think about it, I think, tarot suits, I think cups and pentacles, and we have all cups and pentacles. So again, also too, this might be like a connection between a water sign and an earth sign, or somebody who's got heavy water placements and earth placements. This is just so lovely. I don't have other words for it. So I'm going to pull you guys a couple more cards before I let you go. I can't really think of anything else any other kind of advice you'd need, but let's just pull y'all 1 or 2. Oh, this is so exciting. It's this one I was hiding. Yeah, and look, strength is at the bottom. Such positive stuff. So this might be during Leo season. Venus is also about to move into Leo in a couple of days, and this is kind of what's ushering this in. So let's see what you got. You got the 2 of Swords. Okay, I'm going to have to put this right here. I'm sorry, guys. And the Chariot. Holy shit. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm sensing from this is that with the 2 of Swords, I feel like right now you both might be in this place in your life where you don't really know where to go. It feels like there's no clear choice. Maybe there's 2 equally viable options in front of you, and you kind of can't decide what's more in alignment with you. But what I'm getting more than anything else is that you might have some kind of like conflicting thoughts, or like there's a couple of like troubling thoughts, because these crows look like they're giving her a hard time, right? There's like these conflicting thoughts, and it feels like you can't see the way forward, or you can't, like, it feels like you almost can't imagine this connection, right? You can't imagine things running so smoothly. For some of you, you may be in this place where you're like, again, ready to give up on dating, or giving up on dating a particular type of person, or it may just kind of feel like for one of you, you may have stayed single for a long time, or be like very selective, like you're holding out for just the right person. And this kind of has this energy of like, well, maybe I'm being too picky, and kind of just like trying to decide, do I like kind of, let go of some of my standards or some of my non-negotiables, or do I just kind of like keep holding out and waiting, right? And so this is, again, not being able to see this also too, because this person's got her back to all this, right? So not being able to see this connection coming. This is, again, going to come out of nowhere, and like boom, with the Chariot, this is going to hit you with like two like wild horses speeding right at you. This is Cancer's energy, so again, more water energy, but this is victory, this is success. And the thing I always like about it, and this is kind of shown here with the black and white horses, is that this comes from mastering your light and shadow sides, right? It's like you guys are doing most of the hard work of like the power struggle phases of a relationship before you even get together. And it's going to be like this relationship is going to be like nothing that you have ever known, like nothing you've ever been able to, you've never experienced this, you just never have. And again, I feel like it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks, holy shit, and it's just gonna seemingly come out of nowhere. And with the Chariot, it's gonna feel like you won, right? It's gonna feel like you're the charioteer. You, through all of your hard work, all of your your willpower, your kind of like your desire to know yourself in a light and shadow essence and context, through all of this hard work, because this shit is hard, it's really hard, you're gonna feel like you won, especially with like the beautiful sunset here. It's like the end of one era, and it ends with this beautiful like fairy tale ending. It's gonna feel like you won the prize. I also get this feeling too, like you're speeding away, because look, this person's also facing this way where all the other cards are facing. It's like you're speeding away from confusion, from pain, from your past, from everything that you've been going through. And I feel like this has been a really long cycle for many of you, like multiple years, even decades long. You are speeding away from that. You are completing that cycle, and like it's gonna feel like this person is your reward. It's gonna feel like this person made like all of it worthwhile. Like it's this energy of like, I'd go through all of it all over again just to get to them. Completely worth it. And I feel like this is going to be this feeling of satisfaction and happiness and peace that just like hits you so fast. Like you're going to feel it once you kind of like, either again, if this is an existing connection, once you guys kind of come back together, you have this like reignition, or once you meet this person, it's gonna be, and for some of you too, this could be like a reconciliation as well. I will say that, especially with the Six of Cups, because the Six of Cups can talk about people from your past. So this could be a reconciliation, but it's like if it is, you're almost meeting as completely new people. Is kind of the vibe. You're like stripping away the layers of what was in the way, and like it's phenomenal. Like all of it is gonna be totally worthwhile to you guys. So that's freaking incredible, and I'm really, really happy for you guys. I don't have anything else to add, really. This is a general reading, so if you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my other readings. My shop link is in the description box down below. This is where I'll leave you, because I don't think we can really get any better than this. I am wishing y'all the best, the most beautiful things that life has to offer, and hopefully I will be seeing you soon. Take care, loves. Bye.